Good evening, Denisa, and thank you very much for participating at this mentoring and kind of project that is aimed at inspiring young Roma people in the United Kingdom, but also anywhere else, because this will be streamlined and available to all young people. And the aim of this project is to motivate them, to show them that it is possible to achieve what other people have done and achieved in their lives. So I really thank you for your time and for you sharing with us your story and some tips how people can achieve. So let's start then. So first question, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself? Maybe where you are from which city and from which country?
Okay, well, my name is Denisa and I'm originally from Czech Republic, but I live in the UK for 14 years now. And I am originally from a little town that's called Nový Bydžov. That's near Hradec Králové. Mm-hmm. And I am Lovári Romní. So, I am from Lovarická Rom. So in Czech context, I'm from Olašský Romové. And and I came to UK and I kind of become a lawyer.
Right.
Funny stuff.
That's absolutely brilliant, obviously, and amazing achievement. So if we go back to Czech Republic, so I take it you grew up in Czech Republic, so you went through all this, from the schools and potentially some work experience. So how was it to live in Czech Republic?
Well, my life in Czech Republic was kind of a little bit chaotic, I would say. So, I am from a family that is like, they obviously like, or Olašská family, in Czech Republic. So it was, and I got divorced as well. And I had like, 3 years old son. Mm-hmm. When I actually decided to move to UK. Well, the reason why I decided to move, there wasn't only one reason. There was a number of reasons for me to move. So the first was my, divorce. There was no future for me. Then being a Roma woman, from a traditional Olašská family in Czech Republic doesn't really help. Because obviously I was looking for some sort of employment, but I wasn't very successful. So I was facing kind of issues such as I was capable to show good experiences on my CV or on an interview, but as soon as I actually show my face at the work placement, obviously I've been told, the vacancy has been just fulfilled and there is no more work available. So, or they just simply told me they're going to call me back, but of course they never did, even though I felt the interview was quite successful. Mm-hmm. At the time, I had maturita, so that's like an A-level. So that was at the time when I was in the Czech Republic, that was quite unusual for Roma women to actually have such a qualification, such an educational qualification. And but even I had a maturita, it wasn't enough for me. Being a Roma woman, even with maturita, it wasn't enough to get a job. And I wasn't looking for some, exciting jobs. I was looking for really simple jobs, like, just working in a shop or just being really like a cleaner. But I wasn't able even to do that, or even like, simple waitressing, or, any sort of. So unfortunately, I wasn't capable to actually, not, well, I was capable, but unfortunately, I wasn't successful with my applications due to my Roma background.
And so when you said 14 years ago you came into the UK, before you came into the UK, what was your expectations? What was your expectation, in terms of what you are going to do in the UK, working and stuff like this?
Well, simple, very simple. I was just looking for work, and that was it. I didn't intend to become a lawyer. I didn't come to the UK with the intention, oh, I gotta become a lawyer. No, that wasn't that. That would never ever cross my mind. But I just came to UK, and I was just able to have a cleaning job, and I was very happy because I had a job, and I was capable to take care of my son and myself, and that's why I relocate and start live in the UK, and that's how everything started.
That's amazing.
And I
And
started to work as a cleaner, and that was all.
yeah, I was going to ask actually. So you started working as a cleaner. How is it possible to from cleaner job to get to the your lawyer job? What was the journey like? What did it involve?
Well, what does it involve? Okay. Well, when I came to England, I had very, very little English. Very, very little. I really understand quite, really little. But, in my job, I was talking to the co-workers, and I started learning English. And I realized quite soon, there is more opportunities. So basically, I realized I don't need to stay all my life cleaner. Why don't I, maybe try to do something else? So I enroll into hairdressing course, because obviously at the time, single parent, I kind of work out, cut hair maybe is a good alternative career for me. So I enroll into NVQ course and start doing this course full time. But I had to work still part-time in my cleaning job, because obviously, being a student, I wasn't entitled to, any sort of keep my part-time job as a cleaner and doing full-time hairdressing course. So I did that. I passed that, and I wanted to do level 2, but unfortunately, I've been told kind of in a sort of polite way that I might not be the best hairdresser. So it wasn't probably like, I can cut hair, but not really well. So they kind of suggested maybe level 2 is not my best option. So I was kind of broken, because I really thought, oh my God, what I'm going to do now? I really saw myself to be a hairdresser, and I really wanted to cut hair and work in a salon and, be a hairdresser. And I could really see that career for me in the future. But they kind of cut my dream. So I was quite kind of broken. So I went to see a career advisor at the college. And he asked me what kind of education I have from my country of origin, from Czech Republic. And I showed him my maturity diploma, and he told me, why do you wasting your time here? You don't need to do that. You can go university with this. And that was absolutely shocking, because I had no idea I can do that. So I took, the booklet, and I look it through, and I kind of choose to choose to do law.
That's amazing.
And that's what I did. So I enroll into straight law, and at the university, at Montfort University in Leicester. Actually, my course was human rights and social justice. That was the law degree I actually did. When I started my uni, well, that was quite a strong experience, I have to say. I realized my English was not good enough yet. I was struggling with English, but I managed to pass the first year. And well, I gotta say, like, I didn't had any, like, previous experience with a higher British education. I didn't have any education in England at all. So my experience the first year uni was kind of mind blowing, really. But I was very excited anyway. It was so exciting to, even say, yeah, I'm a law student.
And how did your fellow students accept you? Was there any issue with the fact that you were Roma and female? Did they know what Roma means, and were they behaving okay to you?
I don't think they had any idea what Roma is, but it was completely irrelevant because nobody was interested in what kind of background you are. I felt like we've been treated kind of equally, but to be honest, I was hanging out more with the migrant sort of group rather than a British, especially private educated people. So so you kind of, at uni, I kind of realized, there is this kind of distinguishment, really. But being a Roma was completely irrelevant. Nobody was interested in it. But when I mentioned somebody, even the lecturers, I'm Roma, they were like, whatever. We have here so many people with different backgrounds that, being a Roma is nothing special here. It's, you are one of the students like any other.
Did this help you, obviously, to concentrate more on your study? Because obviously some people I know in Czech Republic and other countries, when they have to think about, whether people like them or not, or whether they accept them, they cannot concentrate fully on their studies. So I guess, you having the freedom in the UK to study, it was much easier.
No, it was, I know what you mean. Yeah, I felt kind of relaxed, obviously, because I couldn't thinking about, I am Roma, I can't do that, and I can't do that. I was treated completely the same way as any other student. And that was kind of, relaxing feeling, because I realized, it's only up to me what I'm going to do with my degree. So I soon realized I need a good grades. If I'm not going to have a good grades, I'm never going to manage to become a lawyer. And there is no point of doing law degree and not become a lawyer. That's the way I was thinking. But of course, my fellow students, there was people, they actually were doing law degree, but they didn't want to become lawyers. They just wanted to do it because they know it's a good degree. So, but in my mind, my focus was to become a lawyer. So that's what I was getting ready for. And that's how I was treating my preparation. So I kind of knew, I need a minimum of 2-1 grades in my all subjects. Otherwise, to become a lawyer, it's impossible with other grades. So, but despite facing all those difficulties in my first year, I managed to actually finish my degree with high 2-1. And I just want to mention my experience in my first exam in my degree. So obviously, my first exam was in a criminal law. Well, I failed it. Of course. And I was absolutely shocked because I learned so much and I memorized so many things. And I just couldn't understand why I failed. So I went to see my lecturer and I asked him, why did I fail? What happened? And he told me, well, you wrote lots of stuff about criminal law, and I can see that you have a very good knowledge of everything we learn, but you actually didn't answer my question. And that was like, that was like, I just sat, like, I was sitting there and I was like, wow. That was completely, absolutely, I have to change everything what I learned so far, because in Czech Republic, the learning is only by memorizing. So everything you memorize, that's it. If you can memorize whatever you can, you're fine. But that's what I thought in my first exam. I actually thought, like, if I memorize everything and manage to write it off on a paper, I'm gonna do all right. But that wasn't the case. So I had to completely change everything I learned so far, and I have to learn the new kind of way of answering my exams and the way I learn. But in the end of my third year, I had my exams results on 70s. So that's like, first grade. So I did manage all right in the end.
Well done. And how was it actually with your family? How your parents from the, were they supporting you in your decision to go to university? How was it for them?
Yeah, they always supported me studying. My mom and dad, they can't read and write, but they were always telling me to learn. They were always telling me "Chorrei, Sitjuf, Romanes." So and when they heard I want to go to university, so I had to explain to them I'm going to big school, and they were happy. They were fine with that. Yeah.
And for many, young people that I speak to, and especially young ladies, they worry about, one, obviously the community expectation, but also managing family, maybe child at, at early age, and maybe having a boyfriend or husband. How did you manage to, look after your own child and family and potentially having a job and also studying university? Was it possible to put this all together?
Yeah. Well, if you have to, you put it all together. There is no choice really. You just have to do it. But I never saw children as a obstacle of doing some career, or even having a husband or boyfriend to have a career. You just have to go and do it. That's all what I think really. I had a little boy when I started university. I have to say he was already 6 years old, Hinek, when I started my university. So he was going to school. So he gone to school, so mommy gone to school. So and then when I finish, I pick him up from school. So, but I have to say, like, my timetable, I was really, really busy and having lots of casework and, lots of work and studying to do during my university course. I really had to count every minute, towards thing I was doing. So it really, I was really focused.
And how many years you were studying?
Well, that's a good question. Well, the degree is 3 years. Yeah, so that's 3 years at the uni. And then if you want to become a lawyer, you have to do the legal practice course. That's a full-time or part-time postgraduate qualification. So you have to do that. And then in my days, you needed to have a training contract, another 2 years. So I finished my degree in 2012. The same year I started my legal practice course, and I finished my legal qualifications and educations then. But I found my training contract in 2018. And I found my training contract through an organization that is called Legal Education Foundation. That is a charitable organization based in London. They help people, they want to become lawyers, but they would like to become lawyers in a legal field, in legal aid field, or, you know, welfare and social justice field. And I managed to get into this scheme. The scheme is called Justice First Fellowship. And my hosting organization, that's like, you know, where the actual training was, it was in Coventry Law Centre. So now it's known as a Central England Law Centre, and that's basically a charitable organization that provides legal representation and legal advice without legal charge.
And is this where you work currently? Or?
Sorry?
Is this where you work now?
Yes, I still work for the Central England Law Centre, and I am working now as an immigration lawyer. So I am a qualified legal aid immigration lawyer. So that's a special accreditation. So in addition to my qualification as a lawyer, I had to do another accreditation through the Law Society to be able to provide immigration legal aid advice.
Okay, and so thinking about your legal and confirm, you know, this background and where you are now, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Okay, that's quite interesting. Well, I want to be a judge now.
Okay.
So the rules are you got to be qualified for 5 years, and then you can start applying for like, you know, judiciary positions. And you also have to be a British citizen, which I'm not yet, but hopefully I'm going to become one one day.
Oh, good
But
luck.
at the moment, but at the moment I am qualified for 3 years. So I am post-qualified 3 years now. And so I still have to wait another 2 years to start my judiciary applications. But in the meantime, I'm really hoping to kind of have my sort of own legal practice, to be able to give legal advice in my own sort of expertise.
Oh, well done with it, and good luck, obviously, to your future plans. It's very, very good plan, so I like it. You will be probably the first ever Roma judge in the world.
Well, I really hope that would be quite fun to do.
So what does it mean to you to be Roma?
Yeah, I speak, yes. I am fluent Romanes, yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I still enjoy speak Romanes, and you know, it's just that, I don't know, it's just, you know, all the traditions we have, and you know, all my parents teach me, you know, all the stuff I grow up in Novi Bijov, that you know, all that stuff actually helped me here in the UK to be independent and to pursue my dream to become a lawyer. So, you know, my parents actually, they are uneducated, you know, they never gone to school. You know, they never you know, had any education, but you know, we are 6 siblings, but they managed to rise us, you know, into independent adults, take care of, we are able to take care of ourselves and our children. So what I'm trying to say, even though without any education, they managed to rise us, all of us, to, absolutely brilliant standards. So
That's amazing. And
just,
do you see the role of Roma women changing in the society in these days?
I'm having lots of inquiries, through social media. Young people are asking me questions about how I become a lawyer, how I funded it, and how I managed to do it, and whether I can advise them, or maybe whether I can suggest anything that can help them. I can see, like, things in a community are changing. The children, they really want to, they really doing well in the schools, and they have a great potential to do, everything they want.
And that's actually my last question about what you just said. What would you say to all those young people, that you've mentioned, all those young Roma children and young people that are thinking and listening to your, obviously, story and thinking what they could do? What would you recommend to them? What would be your tip?
Well, when I start my law degree, obviously with my background, I didn't realize that at the time, but being a migrant, single parent, being a woman, being from working class, that was actually all barriers for me to become a lawyer. But I just ignored that, and I just kept going, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna be a lawyer one day, whatever it costs. So if you're really thinking about to do something, just do it. Don't thinking about all barriers. Well, okay, you gotta be realistic still. Yeah, so I know, like, for example, I can't become, like, a singer, because that wouldn't work at all for me. Yeah, but my first dream get crushed. I wanted to be a hairdresser. That dream, like, that was gone, but I found another one, and that one worked out. So if one thing doesn't work out, maybe another one will. And the second thing what I want to suggest, especially about exams, if you fail, don't worry, you're going to retake the exam and you're going to do even better, because I failed my first exam, but that didn't influence my how to say that, my excitement about the subject. I was like, oh, okay, I failed, but I'm going to retake that exam, and I'm going to do really well on it, and I'm going to do everything what it costs to do better. So that's the approach if you fail exam.
That's absolutely true. That's amazing, Denisa. Thank you very much. It was really lovely to talk to you, and very inspiring what you just said. So thank you very much. I obviously hope to stay in touch and to see you again soon. And I'm sure that if any young people have got any questions for you, are they all right to ask?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I'm like, I'm quite happy to answer any questions, if anybody is very interested in it. I'm
That's
happy to
that's
answer any questions.